I wish they would give them more coverage, more hours on TV that the rest could watch them, which is not happening. The men are getting more coverage than the women. But the women are performing better, as you see. Even now, they're doing extremely well at the moment.
It has been 50 years since women in India started kicking around the world despite catching the stray, judgmental eyes. 5th June 1975, Arati Banerjee, the wife of the legendary B.K. Banerjee, organized the first ever women's football game in the country on this day in Kolkata's Calicut. Amongst the 150 girls that came for selection, 16 were selected to represent Bengal to be trained by former player and coach Sushil Bhattacharya. What started as a small advertisement in local newspapers notifying that a women's team would be formed to represent Bengal has now turned into a sporting revolution for women all over the country, many of whom were told initially that they were just wasting their time. Since their first international match in 1980, Indian women's football has journeyed through a remarkable landscape of highs and lows. The early decades saw glimpses of brilliance with strong performances in the Asian Women's Championship, even securing runners-up finishes in 1980 and 1983. This was a golden era, showcasing raw talent and immense potential.
Despite all that, because everyone took women's football seriously, they all backed. We had a lot of international exchanges apart from tournaments, we would be having kind of test matches, India versus other countries coming in. Like I know England came initially. It was Thailand, then Sweden. Then we had the Asia Cup here. We would be taken abroad in Malaysia and other places. So we had a lot of matches going on where we were playing a match against opponents that were good. And that made a difference.
Unfortunately, the moment couldn't always be sustained. The late 20th and early 21st centuries presented significant challenges: inconsistent infrastructure, limited exposure, and a dip in sustained international presence.
The moment it was taken over, I'm sorry to say, Ernst, it was taken over by FIFA. They just treated the women's team as okay, we have to do something, and that's their loss, because there was a clash between the Women's Football Federation, which was run internationally, unrecognized, of course. It was Women's Football Federation. So once the FIFA took over, it was recognized. But unfortunately, in India, unlike in other countries, because I know that in other countries, they just went ahead with the way it was, they just went ahead with it. But here there was a breakdown because, we kind of, there was a petition between women's football and the federation, men's football. They didn't want anything to do with the guys who started women's football in India. They didn't want to do anything with it. It was fine, but at the same time, they did nothing for women's football at that stage. So that is how we started falling down, and getting back, and we had to rise again. And I'm so happy to see that the girls are rising. But I'm sure that if it had to be taken up from there and there was no that backtracking kind of a thing, we would have been in the World Cup, in the Asian Cup much before. I have a feeling that we are going to do it now, but it has taken longer.
The AFF failed to sponsor the team's first foreign trip in 1997 to Germany before the Asian Championships. Eventually, the trip was made possible with the help of German Football Association and NRIs living in Germany. However, the lowest point came in 2009 when FIFA delisted the side from its world rankings for being out of action for more than 18 months, as the dream of qualifying for major global tournaments remained elusive. But the spirit of the Blue Tigers has never truly faded. From 2010 onwards, a resurgence began. The establishment of the Indian Women's League in 2016 provided a vital platform, fostering professionalism and nurturing new talent. Players like Bala Devi, Manisha Kalyan have since made their mark abroad, with the team consistently dominating regional championships like SAF Women's Championship, which India won 4 times in a row, along with 2 gold medals at the South Asian Games.
The women are improving in every sense of the term, because physically you have to be really there, and the girls are totally fit. They're taken care of. They're given what they need, except I wish they would give them more coverage, more hours on TV that the rest could watch them, which is not happening. The men are getting more coverage than the women. But the women are performing better, as you see. Even now, they're doing extremely well at the moment. We have time, but I know we are going to make it. I can see that we are going to make it. They're on the right track.
Earlier this month, India secured a berth at the AFC Women's Asian Cup for the first time via qualification, a massive achievement. Boasting a number of talented players, some of whom have played in Europe regularly, the team will travel to Australia with one eye on qualification for the 2027 FIFA World Cup. Their journey has been a testament to resilience, highlighting both the peaks of past glory and the valleys of struggle, all pointing towards a future brimming with renewed hope and ambition. 50 years of fighting prejudices and gender norms has seen the Indian women's football team reach a stage where it has made the whole country proud. One can only hope that the next 50 years are focused solely on making it easier for girls to pick up the sport and providing them with a pathway to excel at the top level.